Howdy, howdy, howdy. What is up, ladies and gentlemen of M Cubed? Of course, I'm Schmook. And let's hope we can get some people to join. But yeah, of course, this is Comic Adaptations Weekly, our favorite show here on M Cubed. Biased, of course, because I'm your host, Schmook. All right, so not a whole lot has happened within the week. Oop, let me make sure my phone charger does not keep moving my camera. All right. Excuse me. Finding a light cold. It's that time of year. So if you see me with a little tissue, excuse me. But yeah, not a whole lot has went down this week, unfortunately. Howdy, welcome, whoever just joined. Say hey in the chat. But yeah, I still think a whole lot has happened, which sucks. We got one big thing, I feel, which was the Boys Season 4 trailer. But of course, Invincible is at a pause. Gen V just ended, which again, I have not watched yet. I'm gonna say this every week until I actually am able to do a video. What's up, David? Welcome. Always good to have you here. But yeah, I'll say that every week until I eventually do a full-on episode. So there's not a lot. So I decided I'd just do a quick movie review, talk a little bit about the Boys trailer, maybe even just talk about some of the other stuff that's been happening, because we've got that GTA 6 trailer just dropped. Even though I know this is the comic adaptations, but I like to talk whatever sometimes. We also got House of the Dragon Season 2 coming out in summer. Awesome. Sooner than I thought it would. And then there was one more. Well, we got that Godzilla vs. Kong, and Kong, I should say, because they're not fighting; they're teaming up in this one. So excited for that. I like my campy monsters fighting other monsters, So we'll talk about that, because that fills in a little bit in the comics sphere. And then, of course, thank you, David, and the Fallout trailer. So we'll talk a little bit about all of those. We might as well just make this a little bit more of like an all-around show, since there wasn't a ton of comic adaptations. Because again, of course, Invincible's on break, Gen V's done, no new movies. And then, of course, we're going to do a little review on that new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie. I said that weird. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie. Mutant Mayhem. Which I watched for the first time last night, so I thought it'd be good to talk about that a little bit. So, because I thought it was a fun movie, not my favorite. I heard better things, so I was like a little like, thought it was good, but we'll get into it. But yeah, we'll just talk about the trailers first and foremost. We'll talk about GTA 6 first, because that just dropped. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. So basically, it's set in Miami, which was always the rumor. It's probably me like, I know Red Dead Redemption 2 has a ginormous map. I think it's gonna be a little bigger, maybe, at least a little bit. I don't think it's gonna be like monumentally bigger, but it's definitely gonna be bigger than the GTA 5 map. And it's gonna be a game that's made strictly for next gen. So like, there's gonna be a lot of cool stuff in here, because of course Red Dead and GTA 5 are the last engine, but of course Red Dead Redemption 2 looks phenomenal. If you haven't played that, it's one of the best games ever made. This trailer made me want to go back and play that more than I wanted to play GTA, if I'm being honest, but whatever. But yeah, I think it looks cool. It was just a quick 90-second trailer. Sorry if I sound very nasally, because, again, I'm finding that a little cold, but I think it looks good. Looks good. Of course, it's gonna have that more like obscene stuff. It's GTA. Of course, we're gonna probably go to the strip club, go boys. You know it. But I'm excited. Because Vice City is an awesome GTA game, and it seems like this is gonna be an upgraded version of that. Just of course with a new story, but it's in Vice City, which is sick, which is Miami. Just like how Los Santos is LA, right? But I think it looks good. But again, there's not a whole lot in this trailer, because it's a quick little trailer. You get a little bit of an idea of the story. You see a lot of the backdrops, blah, blah, blah. They look beautiful. There's one shot, excuse me. There's one shot where you see a lot of flamingos and like a nice little like swampy-ish area, and it looks sick. It looks really good. And then, of course, the big drop is that it's coming out in 2025. I kind of thought it was going to come out in the holiday season next year, but, it is what it is. So it'll probably come out around March 2025, I would guess, which isn't too far away because I felt like this year, I feel like this year just flew by. So, because it's already December. We're already like about a week into December almost. So it's like, whoa. Before you know it's the new year, and before you know it, it's gonna be the new year where it's gonna be 2025, and we'll be playing some GTA. But yeah, I think it looks good. Looks good. I'm excited. I'm very excited. There's not a whole lot of games on my radar that I'm super excited for in the near future. I'll probably always be buying the new CODs because the new Modern Warfare 3 is so much fun. I've been enjoying that one. It's been a little bit of a hiatus, I feel, with COD. I don't feel like it's been great for a while, but I've been finding a lot of enjoyment with this new one, so I recommend that. And then, of course, I've been playing through Spider-Man 2 PS5, and I'm hoping to get that done soon. And then maybe if I'm not done Gen V, because I'm hoping to start it this week. I know I said that last week, so we'll see. But I'll probably start watching it tomorrow, hopefully, if I have time. But if I'm not done Gen V, I think I'm gonna do a Spider-Man 2 review. So look out for that. But so I'm almost done, I think, because I'm past like the whole symbiote arc and now Venom's a thing. So we'll see. I think I'm almost done. Yeah. Have you played the new one, David? Because I love the Assassin's Creed games. I wasn't really too into Odyssey. I hear Origins was a lot of fun. But Odyssey just seems a little bit too like it's not really Assassin's Creed. It feels like kind of felt the same way with Valhalla. But the new one, Mirage, it actually seems like it's back to its core Assassin's Creed. So, and that's what I'm into. So if I hear good things, I think I would play through that at some point. I've seen some gameplay, so I think it looks really good. So we haven't played yet. I feel that, man. I feel that the amount of games I bought this year that I've barely touched, and games are expensive now. They're like $70 a pop. So I'm like, I bought Spider-Man. Of course, the first one I played like crazy, and of course, like I was just in college. This was before I was like in my partying stage in college. So like I plowed through the first Spider-Man, right? But this new one's taking me a little bit more time. But like compared to any other games recently, I haven't really been much of a gamer as of late. The last game I was like really hooked into was Elden Ring. But of course, I bought Hogwarts Legacy, and then I bought Jedi Survivor, and those are games I have barely touched. And it sucks because games are expensive now. But but that's why I like COD, for example. I'll always buy COD because it's always a game I can just go in and play a little bit, have a good time. I'll get my $70 worth. I feel with within that year. So that's my thought process. Let's see, QT sponsor. No. I'm trying to think what else I bought. I know there's one other game that I bought and I barely touched as well. Oh, that was The Last of Us Part 1, so like the remake. I mean, that's probably a game I shouldn't have bought, but I'm happy that the Last of Us Part 2 remaster that's happening comes out next year. They're saying if you have Part 2 already on PS4, it's just gonna be a $10 upgrade, which is what they should have done with Part 1, honestly. But I get it. It was more from the ground up using the Last of Us Part 2 engine, and that's what the first game was. And whoever else joined, say hey in the chat. Say hey in the chat. We're talking a little video games real quick, then we'll get more into the comic side. Because there is some video game news, and it's like, sure, it's not comics, but it's fun to talk about. So yeah, I guess we can get into some of the live action stuff. So I'll talk a little bit real quick about House of the Dragon. I think it looks great. Love that first season. We're about to see that blood and cheese. If you know, you know. That's gonna be a crazy scene. I think it's gonna be the end of the first episode. That's gonna make everyone be like, "Holy shit, we're back! We're back!" Damn. Hope I can feel a little better. Holy shit. I feel like I'm always sick. Kind of sucks, but whatever. But yeah, I thought it was good. It wasn't that long of a trailer, so I don't think there's too much to talk about. But I'm excited. It's coming out in summer, which is not that far away. Let's see. Still got Red Dead, Witcher 3. No, I got you, David. I got you. I mean, once I got my girlfriend, it's like I'm on that path. You know, I'm on that path. Like we're living together, and we're not married yet or nothing, but we're kids yet. But I feel like I'm gonna have no times for video games. But I agree with you. That's definitely a good trade off. You know, it's more of like your live action video games. You know, like real life. Uh, but you know, it's good to like sit back, relax, and just make your brain shut off. Because us guys, we love our video games. You know, it helps. It helps. It's like our own therapy. But yeah, I feel that Red Dead 2, I'd want to play through. I never beat it, but I know it's such a long game. But I love that game from what I played. Right, Witcher 3 is so much fun. That's a game I've never finished either, but what I played was awesome. So I'm with you, man. I'm with you. There's so many games. Like that's the thing. Like I feel like we're getting way more. We're getting so much content with video games where it's like, holy shit, I can't catch up now. When I was a kid, I could have played through all these games all the time. You know, it sucks, but whatever. That's growing up. You know. Woo. All right. My throat's just a little bleh, but so this probably won't be the longest stream in the world. But I gotta make dinner. Making some chili. I make a mean chili. It's cold, so it's gonna hit the spot. Excuse me. Anyway, so House Grind, I think it looks cool. And then the Fallout trailer. Love the Fallout games. I know it's like taking place after Fallout 4, and it's like supposed to be West Coast, I believe. And Todd Howard's heavily producing, apparently. It's Jonathan Nolan who did Westworld. He does great stuff. He's Christopher Nolan's brother, so I mean, come on. At least I'm pretty sure he's his brother. So it should be good. I hope. I think it looks good. It looks very what's what I'm looking for? It's doing good with what came before is what I'm basically trying to say. I can't really think. I want to say it's loyal to what came before, but it's not really what I'm looking for. But damn, sorry guys, sorry. This cold came out of nowhere. You know, I felt like I had the flu like a week or two ago, and then I have just a regular run of the mill cold, and it sucks. I hate it. That's just this time of year. I suck this time of year, but anyway. But Fallout, I think it looks good. I like how the ghouls look. I like how Walter Goggins' character looks. The Fallout shelter looks sick. Vault 33, I believe it's what it's called. Yeah, there's definitely some good actors in there. You have a female lead. The Brotherhood of Steel look incredible. That's the thing for me. Like the production value is ridiculous in this show. Like I love that. Like you know, like Amazon and HBO, they put a lot of money into their content. Like Netflix, I feel like they kind of do, but sometimes they don't. So it's like whatever. Like Stranger Things, obviously, is the exception, but like these shows look so good, so good. Like House of the Dragon, Last of Us, The Boys, which we'll get to, and then of course Fallout. Fallout looks incredible. It looks so good. Like the Brotherhood of Steel, like their armor looks fucking dope. Looks so cool. And I think this is going to open the door for potentially like an Elder Scrolls series, which I think could be the next. Like that's what I think Amazon should have done instead of like adapting Lord of the Rings. Like if you have just wait for Fallout, see how that does, and then do Elder Scrolls. That could be your big fantasy franchise. But you know, we'll see. But yeah, I think it looks good. Excuse me, man. I know you guys don't want to see this. This is where I wish Harris was here so you could block this out. But anyway, the boys. All right, so I haven't seen Gen V, so I don't know what's like really building up to this, but this season's gonna be dope. This season's gonna be really cool. I love that you bring Jeffrey Dean Morgan in. He's one of the most underrated actors working right now. Like he brings such a presence to the screen. He has an awesome voice. He looks sick. Yeah, no, David, I think a Skyrim series would be so cool. And I work in a preschool, so I feel like these little rascals are gonna be sick all the time too. So Oh well. And you think my immune system would be better by now, but not yet. I think it's getting there. It's getting there. I think it has to go through a lot of bullshit before it's like I have an unreal immune system. Anyway, but the boys, I think it just looks cool. Homelander looks like a menace. We get some new characters in there. Of course, Jeffrey Dean Morgan. It looks like Butcher. He could die this season. This season. And of course, I think Soldier Boy's still out there, so I'm excited. I don't know. I don't remember if it said if it had a release date. If you guys know, let me know. But I'm excited. Next year should be a pretty decent year for entertainment, for sure. Even with the strikes happening, we should still get a good amount of content. Which is all I need. Like, it sucks because I know we're only getting one MCU film next year. But I know once 2025 hits, we are getting so much content after the strikes because everyone's rolling out like, let's get filming, let's go. So I'm excited. So, with that said, I don't think I missed anything. I guess when it comes to news, before we get into just talking about TMNT, of course, all these trailers dropped, which is sick. I love seeing that we have content on the horizon. And then I guess some news, you see some Deadpool like set photos. We got a first official look at Deadpool with Dogpool that dropped today. But I know it was like yesterday. Excuse me. Yesterday we saw some set photos. We see Wolverine and Deadpool taking on like the Sabretooth from the first X-Men movie, which is kind of cool to see. That's what sucks though about it's like a bit of a trade-off, you know, like you have like movies like No Way Home or Endgame where they like completely filmed at a stage and like you're not going to get all these leaks. But then you get movies that look like them that don't look the best and it looks like a lot of things are like green screen. But then there's Deadpool, which is actually filming out like on location, and then of course you have people who take pics all the time. So it is what it is. But I think this movie's gonna be a jaw dropper. I think they're putting all their chips into this basket. So I'm excited for Deadpool 3. I guess the last bit of news I'll talk about before getting to the movie, and then I'm gonna have to go. Kevin Feige said, "Yeah, like we tarnish everything if we bring back RDJ. We had 10 years of build up to his end, an Endgame." I'm like, yeah, I think that's bullshit. I think we will get RDJ back. It might not be that Iron Man, but he will be back. Like he's one of the best castings of all time, and why not? And I think it'll make for some good stuff in the new Avengers movies because like. Apparently, Tom Holland's supposed to be the main character, right? Of at least the first one, Kang Dynasty, right? But you bring in RDJ, I think it'd be like, oh shit, my mentor is back, and then he'll be like, I don't know who you are, basically pointing at Thanos, and that could bring in some fun moments, in my opinion, you know. Well, yeah. That's really it. But yeah, I think that's bullshit. I think we'll see RDJ back within 5 years, guaranteed. He will be in these Avengers movies, at least Secret Wars, no doubt in my mind. I don't know how you don't bring him in, especially with doing Secret Wars. You're gonna bring everyone back. That you have to do something bigger than Endgame. That's you bring RDJ back, that's automatically gonna be bigger. Maybe not automatically bigger, but you bring him in, you bring Hugh Jackman in, bring Tobey Maguire in. You have those three being your leads of Secret Wars. Uber money. Yeah, I heard that too, David. I've yet to see Godzilla -1. I'm hoping to see it this week. We'll see. I don't have the busiest week necessarily, but I have slightly busy week. I might be able to see it tomorrow. We'll see. I kind of want to get a haircut because my hair is getting a little bit ridiculous, if you can see. Maybe it's getting long. I don't want to take the hat off because it looks Wolverine-like. Maybe you guys can get a quick sneak peek. But yeah, we'll see. I definitely want to see it. I hear remarkable things. So I guess, yeah, I forgot also we had that Godzilla and Kong trailer. So it's fun to see that you're getting, a lot of animated stuff with Godzilla. You're getting that Monarch show. You're getting Godzilla -1, which is more like you gotta think about it. And then like this Godzilla and Kong stuff just looks like a fun like popcorn type movie. So it's like you're getting a lot of stuff in the Godzilla realm from all over the place. So like the Godzilla people, the community, they're eating like the kaiju stuff. You know, that's dope. It's good to see. I wish Star Wars and MCU were eating right now, but you know what? Good for them. Good for them. But yeah, I definitely want to check that out because if I'm able to check that out, I'll probably talk about that next Monday for sure. Because again, Godzilla has a lot of comic book stuff, so I can talk about it for sure. But and then we do also have a kaiju show now on this channel, so maybe that would just be a quick little thing I talk about. You know, but yeah, definitely check that stuff out, like all the kaiju stuff that Harris is doing. It's good stuff. It's good stuff. Okay, we'll talk about the Ninja Turtles, and I'm gonna head out of here. So I watched this movie last night. I've been a little bit more of an animated kick when it comes to movies. Me and my girlfriend will watch like one before going to bed. We watched Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. I've never seen it before. Remarkable movie. That was a movie I really enjoyed, and it's like I love this new animated style that we're getting. Like of course, like Spider-Verse, this Puss in Boots, and then TMNT. I think it's really good animation. I think animation's making a good jump into the future. Moving more like it's still like CG animation, right? But it's like it's progressed, like it's evolving, and it looks so good. Puss in Boots was awesome. Like the ending gets me hyped for Shrek 5. But TMNT, again, I think the animated style, I think the animation was the best thing about it. They like the visuals and like so everything about that side of things was great, like so good. Because like some of the action sequences I thought were really dope. I wish there was like maybe a little bit more with the Ninja Turtles themselves doing action sequences. I think the end fight was a little but it had some good messages in there. It's like don't just because you have some disdain for something, anything. If you're a parent, you don't want to take it out on your kids from enjoying things in the world, right? Which was like Splinter's whole deal with the Ninja Turtle boys, like being like how he doesn't like humans, so he doesn't really want them out in the real world that much. But then they go on a good journey, and they eventually are able to like be one with the world because they save New York and they're in the spotlight, so they're able to go to high school at the end, which is cool. There's one action sequence with Splinter that I thought was so dope. You had a great song playing with it, and like he was just a badass. He used every single Ninja Turtle weapon, which was dope. Again, I thought the dialogue and everything was really good because, of course, it's written by Evan Goldberg and Seth Rogen, and the voice cast is really good for the most part. I think some of the Ninja Turtles, I think you probably should have flipped who voiced who a little bit, in my opinion. I think whoever voiced Michelangelo probably should have voiced Leonardo, and that they could have been flipped, or whoever voiced Leonardo should have voiced Donatello, and Donatello should have voiced Michelangelo. But I think the kids did a good job. I just don't like some of the stuff where it's like bringing a lot of like new age like slang, like like Riz and stuff like that, like which is fine. It's fine, but and it can bring in an audience. But I mean, the movie didn't make much money, so they didn't really bring in that much of an audience, right? But of course, like Paul Rudd was good in it. Ice Cube was great as the villain. I really love Jackie Chan as Splinter. So it's like I think the voice cast was really good. Overall, I just feel like they could have made a little changes with who voiced which Ninja Turtle. No, David, you're good, buddy. That gave me a little chuckle inside my head when I read that. But yeah, I highly recommend that movie. I would recommend that more than TMNT, if I'm being honest. But I think that's just become one of my favorite animated movies of recent years now. So I just watched it the other day, and I think it's bloody brilliant. But again, TMNT, it's good. I don't like April in it. I think she's supposed to be definitely a hotter girl. and Leonardo like simps for her, and they even say that. But it's fun. What got me the most hyped is potentially a sequel where like you see a quick shot of like behind the back of like Shredder overlooking New York, and he looks dope just based on this background image. And I think a sequel could be really cool. But we'll see if we get one. Again, it didn't make much money, but we'll see. Is it a movie I would recommend? I mean, yeah, if you have some free time, again, it sounds like it wouldn't be on my top of my recommendation list. Of course, I'd say go watch Puss in Boots instead. But overall, I enjoyed it. It was definitely a good end of the night type of movie to watch. Watched before I went to bed. Again, the animation was really good. It had some good, really good moments, some really good heartfelt moments. I remember this one scene where they're watching Ferris Bueller when they're not allowed into like the human world, really, and I thought that was a pretty hard. That was a touching scene. And there was just some good stuff like that relationship between father and sons that I really enjoyed. And it, like you get like a little bit of that reciprocated factor with like how Superfly treats his brothers and sisters basically, because he basically raised them, and how Splinter raised the Ninja Turtles. They raised their kids basically the same way. But Splinter is able to grow out of this hatred for humans for the greater good, right? And then his boys become basically superheroes, and it's cool. I like how the turtles looked. I think Splinter could have looked a little better, in my opinion, but overall, good film. I recommend, and I think that's gonna do it. So this is a little bit of a quicker one, guys, but this cold's kind of kicking my ass more than I thought it would. I was doing kind of fine before I started. It's not fine, but you know, but I think just talking like that's a little rough. But and we didn't get that much for news or any other content. But you know, again, I say I would recommend. I say it's a thumbs up for TMNT. I just think there's other stuff that if you have on your list to watch before, like there's some higher stuff to watch. Like again, if you haven't seen Across the Spider-Verse, like definitely watch that before you watch this. And I'd say the same with Puss in Boots. If you want to get your animated fill, watch either of those. But I liked it. I would recommend, but I would recommend others first. All right, guys. Had a great time talking with y'all. Mostly David. David's the only one who's been really active. Excuse me. Who's been the only one who's really been active in the chat. We had someone else watching, which you could have said, hey, all right. Don't be shy. Don't be shy Don't be shy next time. But yeah, we're here every Monday. At least try to be. Sometimes we'll reschedule to a Tuesday if need be. Yeah. Almost time to watch some football. We have the Bengals playing the Jacksonville Jaguars tonight. I'm excited. Got some money on it. Won some money yesterday. But I'm excited. All right, guys. It's been a lot of fun. I will catch y'all very soon, and hopefully we can get some big news of some sort. Like maybe we can finally get a finalized who's playing who in the Fantastic Four. Is Pedro Pascal officially Reed Richards? Apparently, he might be the one most locked in, and apparently doing like chemistry stuff with other actors to see who works best with Pedro. Because apparently they're building it around him, is what I'm hearing. So we'll see. I still don't know if Pedro would be my first choice. He's definitely not. I think I'd pick Krasinski over him, and I'd even pick like a Gyllenhaal, even though he's been in the MCU before. But I love Pedro. I'm showing my girlfriend The Last of Us, and she's liking it so far. So we'll see. I'm excited. All right, guys. I will catch y'all next Monday. Have a great week. Let's hope for some good news. All right, guys. I'll catch y'all very soon. Bye-bye.